So Zelma, how long has this comp, the Muddy Water Classic, been going?
First one was February 2003 when it was run by Mara Apex Fish Stocking Group.
Yep.
And then in 2014 it became Mara Fish Stocking Group.
Yep.
And the only years we've missed was 2011 after the massive floods.
Yep.
And last year due to COVID.
That's because Dave wasn't around.
And what's the main ambition of the comp? You know, is it a fundraiser or is it a family get together?
It's our major fundraiser to raise funds to stock the Dawson River with fingerlings.
Yep. Yep. And it's obviously like it's structured around families and kids, and
yes.
You know, going from last night, you know, watching the movie out there, set up out there last night at the big TV screen, all that sort of stuff. So you know, like it's all the whole thing's based around families and,
yes.
and kids.
And
so.
to encourage kids outdoors and fishing.
Yeah.
Camping.
Yeah. Xbox don't do a real enough game, do they?
No.
No, that's awesome, mate. Well, I've been coming down here for quite a while, and you know, to watch the kids grow
yes.
every year, and you know, it's been a real buzz for me as well. So
yeah.
it's just you know, like groups like this that have a real driving force, and you're sort of known to be, when you speak to anyone here, you're being the captain as far as, you know, driving force, getting people going and organising. But every association or committee or group or everything needs someone like yourself, you know, to sort of keep cracking the whip.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and
you've got to have a leader in everything.
Yeah. And you guys obviously have a passion for it as well. Yeah. So.
And we've got a good group. We work together. We are a group.
Yeah, yeah. And it's the same faces.
Yeah, we'll have a lot.
After missing out on last year because of the whole COVID thing, it's awesome to be back again to see everyone. So we're going to have a bit of a muck round. The thing to remember with any of this stuff is that I'm not standing up here telling you how good I am or anything like that. It's just a matter of, it's just showing you what you can do yourself. So anyone can do it. Yeah, hold her out to the side if you want, just out to the side like that. And the thing is, you know, like it really is, thanks mate, it really is about accuracy as far as being able to place a lure where the fish lives. For instance, with Helen, just grab that bucket for us, mate. You know, just walk out there, yep. So what I'm going to do, well, you're my snag, okay? Sensitive new age guy, whatever they call it. So, big log laying in the water. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your feet apart like that, and you're going to put the snag right in between your feet. The bucket's going to go between your feet. Now, if we can imagine that snag, anything that falls in the water, you know, whether it be in an estuary environment or in a freshwater river like this, when a fish positions itself up in a snag, that's his comfort zone. So one, he's trying to hide from other predators, potential predators that might want to eat him, but it's also an ambush point. So it's for him to sit up in there. Fish that live in the snags aren't made for chasing things down at high speed. They're made for darting out real quick, grabbing something and darting back in the snag real quick. So if I'm putting my lure out there, there's not many fish at all that are going to travel that far out from the snag to eat it. Right, so with a little bit of practice in the backyard at home, as I say, anyone can do this. It's just a matter of getting within, the minimum you should be getting is around about 6 inches or a foot off the snag, and it's what they call an involuntary response. So in nature, nature's programmed this thing into your mind that it says, if something small enough to eat lands on your nose, without having to chase it and use any energy, suck it in, eat it. So this is what a clean boat looks like. A little bit cleaner than my old Polly. Must be fairly new, is it? Like it was one of them ones that just pulls the rod straight. First one came from up in there. Whether as we go past this branch down here, where was it? Just there, wasn't it? Let me have one more flick at it and see if the bugger comes back.
They're slippery buggers, aren't they?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
we'll just measure him first, so we'll stick his nose up against here.
I'll get my coffee out the road, don't want caddies for
Oh,
longer
it's
than that.
sticky.
Splashing.
45.
Right, so I'm going to tip out that. I'm going to put my hand over the top and then I'm going to tip it up and seal it. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Right, so all it is, catfish venom, it breaks down with heat, protein base. So what this will do is it'll break the venom down. And yeah, I got some hot water on him now, mate.
Grit your teeth.
I know, they're bad, aren't they?
Oh, this one is.
What, did he kick off or did you drop him?
No, he come out of the bus. That's nice. He straight off the hook and put on my leg.
Cheeky bugger, everything.
I sit him down. That's nice.
Alright, grit your teeth.
What are you doing, mate? You're supposed to catch them, not let them catch
He
you.
said it went in about that far.
Not quite far.
It went right in.
Okay, so listen, given that it's giving you this much grief and given it's gone that far, and we're definitely going to get you out of the hospital, but in the meantime, we're just going to do a bit of an assessment, give you a pain relief, and we'll get you out of here.
Catfish went right in there.
What's your name, sir?
Daryl.
Daryl McGreevy. MCG, yeah?
Grit your teeth.
Geez, that'd be the first time in a long time, Daryl.
Yep. See the size of him.
Yeah, big one, was he?
Would have been the winning caddy, did you say?
Helping.
Daryl, do
Yeah.
you have any allergies that you know of, mate?
Oh, bees.
Bees, yeah. Do you take any medicines at all? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
Yeah. What sort of medical problems you got?
Diabetes, sugar.
Okay, so nothing major.
First yellow for the comp.
Yep.
Yeah, healthy looking fish, isn't he?
Alright, let's see how long he is.
Cool. And chuck him on there.
Nice little Yellowbelly. 35.
What else did you get some caddies?
Yeah, they're just caddies.
Yep. 0.564.
0.564.
Cool.
We haven't trouble identifying.
Just wiped all my hands.
Everything. Where'd you catch him on, mate?
I don't want.
Oh,
what?
yeah, back up in the light there. Better? Yeah. Awesome. Oh, don't run away.
Big black-headed viper.
Nothing's been happening today.
Nothing been happening? There he goes. Cool. So these are one of the displays that are on at the Muddy Water Classic. We've got Charlie Ladd. This is his display here. He's from the Freshwater Fish Stocking Association of Queensland. So, I like that one there. How you finding the weekend so far, mate?
Enjoyable.
Yeah.
Here is a very pleasant place. It's a good crew, excellent competition. They've done well.
It's always good here, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Very, very family orientated. You look down along here, along the edge of this riverbank, and we can see as far as you can see it. kids.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
Getting the kids out, giving them a joy of going fishing instead of sitting in front of the Xbox.
Exactly, yeah. So this is your display, mate. So your job is, what do? You go around to fishing comps? And...
the display belongs to the association. We go around to fishing related events. They could be a best fish comp, Brisbane Boat Show, anything like that. We support it through the SIPS program, with a community grant, to pay for travelling and any upgrades, maintenance.
So all based on education?
Based on education, bringing the community on board with sustainable and responsible fishing, the do's and don'ts, about pest fish, what to do with those. Certainly don't put them back in the water.
No, carry a big lump of wood.
Yes, and kill, bin or bury.
Yep.
But also too is have respect for the native fish.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
A lot of effort has gone in by the local stocking groups to raise money to stock these areas.
And it is one of those things, isn't it, where you're trying to educate the kids, you know, like as far as looking after you, what it is that you love doing.
Well,
you know, look, if you're going to release a fish, handle it properly and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Well, we've found that if you can educate the kids, they'll educate the parents.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so is there any questions on any of this? Yep, what's the question? So a big thing is, yes. Oh, very good question. Righto, so is it easier or harder to do with a heavier or a lighter lure? This casting plug weighs 18 grams. It's one of the tournament casting plugs. And it's heavy enough, so 18 grams is around about the same weight as like a spinnerbait or a bigger solid, like a 4-inch soft plastic with a weedless rig, that sort of thing. So yeah, no, that's a really good question. The lighter the lure, the harder it is to cast on a bait caster. All right, so if you're using one of the old big barrel style, like an old Abu or a big Calcutta or something like that, where the spool weighs a lot, it's not made for skip casting or casting light lures. That's made for trolling or live baiting or casting big hard-bodied lures like that. The lighter the lure, the lighter the spool. So the spool in the reel here that holds the line, it has to weigh very little. So the weight of the lure doesn't have to be too big to revolve it. Okay, so the bigger the lure, the bigger the reel, the bigger the lure has to be to cast it. All right, but that was a really good question, mate. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, the breaking strain of the rod. So the breaking strain of the rod that I'm using here is 10 to 16 pound. So it's the sort of thing you're going to use for your togas. We use it for jack fishing, like skip casting for jacks and all that sort of stuff as well. So, so it's quite a handy little rod. But you know, like obviously, if you're trying to catch meter barra in the snags, this is not the rod for doing that. You know, this is a sort of a 50 centimetre down sort of a size fish. When I was here not last year, year before, Helen and I went up here and we got a heap of Saratoga between sort of 65 and 75 centimetres on that little rod there. So it's just a handy little rod for, because I do a lot of flying around and doing demos and stuff. It's really expensive now to carry one-piece rods in a rod tube. It's like 80 bucks or something now for a rod tube each way. So that thing there, this rod, it's called a Samurai Cruiser. It breaks down into 3 pieces. So 3 pieces that long, it goes in a hard tube, that goes in my suitcase. So I don't have to take a rod tube with me anymore. Is, as far as I know, the hardest trick in the world to do with a bait cast. And what I'm going to do is try and knock it out of mid-air. Right, so everyone knows what skeet shooting is, clay pigeons, you know, pull, bang, boom, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and do that, aren't we, Helen? Yeah, right, you're going to cast, I'm going to throw the can. Right, you ready? Sometimes we get it on the first cast, sometimes it takes us a few. Yep. Ooh, a little bit higher with the throw, mate. Yep. There's only, yeah, close doesn't count, that's the problem. Yep. Oh. Wow. Oh, just. Very good. Thanks, Helen. Okay, so how many people own a bait caster or overhead? Hands up. How many people? Now, how many people have never bought one because of all the trouble they've heard about backlashes and birds' nests and tangles and all that sort of stuff? Eh?
Ollie. Thanks, Daddy. Sorry about getting your name wrong.
These are new lights they've put up at the camping ground here on the Dawson River, right next to the highway. Have a look at these things. Muddy Water Classic going ahead up there. Young fella down there fishing away.